Business Online tutorial. It's a video, and we are going to talk about printing a large format map of the state of Texas today. And I'm going to use this as an example of how to access a large format print within Map Business Online, because there are some states that are pretty difficult to print sometimes. In this particular instance, what we want to achieve is the state of Texas alone printed with counties displayed, all of them. And that's what makes it difficult. And so the first thing I would do is I would go to my state layer. I'd turn on my state layer and I would click that, oops, I'm clicking the wrong edit gear. I'd click that edit gear right here, that little filter button. It's a filter button. I'm going to clear it all. Then we're going to go down to Texas. And I'm going to select Texas and click filter. What that does is it takes all the other states away and focuses us in on just Texas. Now, once I've got that done, I'm going to turn on the county layer, and I've already set up my counties, but I'm going to show you how I did it. So I've got my county layer established. I went into the county edit gear, and under general, I clicked color code map, and I color coded the map based on demographic population projections for 2017. That's like the first demographic option that comes up. And there are lots of them, as you can see. It goes on and on and on and on and on. So we've got that. And then if you brought in your own data that you wanted to color code on, you could access it right here. So I could go to general, I could color code based on FIPS codes or state abbreviations. You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff I could color code on. But what I did was I did demographic data, 2017 data, and then I went through and adjusted my filter, or I should say my legend color coding range to show 0 to 10,000, 10,000 to 50,000, all the way up to 5 million. There are, in red, a couple of counties here that are really highly populated. Now you can already see where the counties don't all show in terms of labeling at this particular zoom level. And that's a challenge in a mapping application. The mapping application wants to show you all of the labels that you've asked for comfortably. In other words, if there's going to be labeling that's going to overlap or trump each other, then the application will not show one of those labels. So the way we manage that, one of the things that I do is going back and editing that county layer. I can go into the label function, and down here I made the labels small, and I also wanted those labels to show up at, as I guess, a further out zoom level. The further out, the better for me. So I went out and made them show up at the world level. They will start to show. But what I really need to do is get into a zoom level that shows my map the way I want it. And I'm going to do that by zooming in up here. So right now we're at multi-state. We'll go into state level. Now we're at multi-county. Let's go in a little further. Where do we end up here? I think I was at multi-county 50%. So I'm going to just go back and open my folder again, my map, because I've saved my map, and this will bring me back to the exact range I had it at, and I printed successfully. And that was at multi-county 50%. And I came to that through some experimentation. But you can see that most of the counties, if not all of the counties in this particular view, in fact, I know all of the counties are showing. Nobody's trumping anybody. This also happened to be the great zoom level from which to print. So the print button's here. So when I'm ready to start printing, I know that a map of Texas is not going to work on my desktop printer option. Those are all those first options up here. That would allow 8.5 by 11, would allow 17 by 17, or ledger. I'm not sure that it allows 17 by 17. I think it's just 8.5 by 11. Legal and ledger are up here. And then down here is when you can save this as a PDF, take that PDF file down to a plotter like at Kinko's or Staples and have them print it for you, but it'll be a bigger map. So if you want a wall map that's going to work and show all those counties for the state of Texas, this is the way to do it. This is the option, not this one down here. I went with this one, where I can zoom in on the current map view and center in the state of Texas, and it'll have all that to scale so I can help define my map size. Click Next, and now you can see in the preview that I'm pretty much getting all of Texas. A little bit, maybe a little bit to the left here. I'm losing on the western side of Texas, I'm losing some stuff. So I might go back and I might just move that to the east a little bit, maybe a little bit more, and then go back. You get kind of used to it after you've done it a few times, and you can see now I've got an edge and an edge. So you can play with that and get it just right to the extent that you can. And then eventually I went down here and I left this at 24 by 24. You could go in and adjust that. Let's see what happens if we go 25 by 25 here. That might broaden it a little bit, get a little bit wider scope. I went 24 by 24. And then I did adjust these margins to be hair thin so that I could squeeze in everything I wanted to at the top. That's another way you can go to kind of adjust things. You can see there's a warning down here that the printer might support it, but I might not support it, but I went past that. And then I clicked Next, and I created my PDF. And that takes a few minutes. And I am going to launch that PDF from my other monitor, and I'll drag it over here. You can see a little preview of it in your PDF, which can help. And then there's your PDF. And so you can see I might want to go back and try it again and move it over to the east a little bit. I've got a little bit more room there, and I'm losing a little bit of that county. But I believe that's the last county in the state of Texas as you move west. So it may be good enough for this particular map view. It's a challenge to get Texas in there and get all those counties visible. That's how we do it in Map Business Online. Go to Map Business Online and take our free trial.